Hello. Okay, so today's video is going to be on why Moldavite might not be for you. You might hear some background noise. They're doing some construction outside, but I'm still trying to film. Um, if you're new here, my name is Aphrodite, and this is Aphroditeshouse. I got up from a nap too long ago. Just wanted to feel a bit more refreshed before I did this video, or like a bit more relaxed before I did this video. So, Moldavite and why it might not be for you. I think a lot of people were really quick to jump into the I need Moldavite trend when they really wanted to see these massive transformative moments in their life, but they really weren't sure how to go about having them or initiating the change. So a lot of people were extremely comfortable just letting Moldavite kind of shove them into the direction that they thought Moldavite was gonna think was the best direction for them. The problem with that is that Moldavite has to choose you. You have to be in a position where you can tolerate extreme transformation, these kind of massive and quick death and rebirth moments in your life. And the reason why so many people got it and then went into this kind of hermit mode or fell off or came out and then was like, this is just too much. It's not healthy. My whole life fell apart. I lost this. I lost that. This, that, and the other thing. Is because they weren't ready. They went and they got something that they thought was going to shove them into this transformative period when they don't even know what the transformation that they need is. When I got my Moldavite, I was extremely uncomfortable where I was. I was extremely uncomfortable with who I was hanging out with, my circumstances. These were all things I wanted to change. I was extremely uncomfortable in the fact that I felt like I had no voice. I was extremely uncomfortable in the fact that I was aiding in the fact that I felt like I had no voice, Again, all things I wanted to change. I had a vision board. I knew where I wanted my life to go. I knew about the direction that I wanted. I'm a very creative person. I'm also a Pisces. I'm also an energetic healer. I'm a teacher. I'm a mentor. For me, it was all about needing to figure out how to use my voice, how to use my gift in order to create a life instability off of what I know best, right? So making YouTube content on spiritual aspects, running a Patreon, talking about this deeper esoteric knowledge, and bits of information that might not be, good for this type of public platform. Deep diving into astrology, astrocartography, understanding yourself deeper, your human design chart, using your astrology chart to figure out where best you will thrive in life, how you should dress, how you should, do these particular things, where to find your comfort zone, these things that you should sort of look out for and stay away from. These are all things that I had to take the time to learn for myself before I could figure out how to teach these things to others, right? So when I talk about, Moldavite was sort of kind of just this tektite that helped. That's quite literally what it did, because I had already on some level held up the mirror to myself and said, okay, here are the things I don't like, here are the things I'm aiding in, what are the things that I can change, right? I accepted that responsibility. A lot of people don't want to have to accept that responsibility. They want to go, well, I just don't like it, so it'll change, right? But like, what did you do to allow yourself to be in this situation? If you can't handle having a mirror put up to your face and Moldavite going, this is what's going on, take accountability, understand that this is of your doing as well, and keep it pushing. It's not going to work because you're going to be resisting change every step of the way because you refuse to acknowledge your own part. Moldavite might not be for you if you're an individual who can't tolerate fast, rapid change. If you can't figure out how to go with the flow and accept things as they are, this might not be the tech type for you. If you can't ride the waves every step of the way and understand that nothing is is as it was and everything is as it will be, then this is not the tech type for you. If you just want your life to transform and you kind of don't really give a shit how, and you just want to see what happens, this is not the tech type for you. I can't see why people would want to invest in Moldavite if those were kind of the standards that they held for themselves or the expectations that they held for Moldavite, because Moldavite is expensive. The piece I have is like this big. The piece I have of Moldavite is literally like all of this big, and it was like $60. Okay, so the big kind that you wear, kind of like I wear my amethyst, which I need to fix this. Hold on, there we go, because I sleep in this. But the way I kind of wear my chevron amethyst, a piece like this, like 200 easy. It's nothing to mess around with. Its power is immense. Even the smallest of pieces is enough to shake up your life. And I do not recommend shaking up your life if you are not ready for that. If you're not ready to hold yourself accountable, if you're not ready for the responsibility of death and rebirth. That's literally the best way I can put it, because I don't want to say these amazing great cycles. I want to say they're death and rebirth, because that's what it feels like. It feels like it's painful. It feels like it's gut-wrenching at times. It feels like it's very complex, but then you get to the rewards, right? You lose something, but then you gain something, and that gives you a whole new outlook on things. And then once you've adjusted your perspective to that, you'll get another change. Moldavite will go, okay, well, you kind of understood the assignment here. Let's take it a step further. And then let's take it a step further. And then it'll just keep working with you. At some point, you won't have to wear it. I keep it in my space where I actually work, where I get all my editing and everything done. So Moldavite is very much on my ass to get things done, right? You wanted this future. You wanted these things. This requires work, a hard work ethic and effort. And every time I have someone in that space with me, I learn a deep, deep life lesson. And this is how I know that it's just radiating this beautiful energy of consistent growth and change to me. Because even though some of what I hear in that room are some harsh truths from people who I genuinely do love, they're all things I needed to hear. And at this point, I don't go, I didn't really want to hear that. That hurt my feelings. At this point, it's thank you so much for telling me. I might not have liked the way you delivered it, but that is the way you speak. That is your mannerisms. That is who you are as an individual. And I have to be willing to accept that source, that divine source, the creator of everything, allowed me to have this piece of Moldavite. And in this sacred space that we're in right now, you were able to give me this piece of advice, and that is what source intended. The way you told it to me was the way source intended for me to hear the message, because it wouldn't have gotten across to me any other way. And if there was another way for it to get across to me, it would have been delivered by somebody else. These are just all things to think about before you purchase that piece of Moldavite. I know I do a lot of Moldavite updates, this and that. And just a quick update, the Moldavite is Moldaviting. It's still doing its thing. I've been working more on me, on my health. I've been working more on reconnecting with my higher self, but not in the frequency of my future self. I think a lot of people, when they think higher self, they think a future version of themselves. I am talking about the version of me that walks with me and consistently stays with me throughout every life cycle. And then when I pass on from every life cycle, my higher self accumulates the energy from the life, and then, all into one energetic light being who follows me around. So not my light body, my physical higher self, the energetic incarnation of every incarnation of myself that holds all of the deepest wisdoms of myself. My walking Akashic records, if you will. I'm not too sure if everyone has a higher self on that level or on that frequency. I have met my higher self. It's quite literally, she is just light. There's no other way to describe it other than when my higher self, who's huge, by the way, like taller than a building, higher self. If you have not had that experience before, I'm telling you right now, it will freak you the hell out, because you'll be like, whoa, you're a giant. You're a giant and you're trying to touch me and you're trying to get close to me. I don't know if I can handle that. Please back up. Yeah, that's you. That's a version of you, my friend. And that kind of ties into that weird sort of experience I had in Inner Earth, but that's a totally another video, which I need to do an update on. But my higher self, she comes down and she'll shrink to my size, obviously, to fit physically in my space. Technically not physically, because astral realm, right? Unless I'm in a form of meditation, then some sort of physical representation. But just to be my size and have a, conversation with me, or an energetic exchange, if you will. There's no moving of the lips. It's more like touching, and then telepathically I can hear what she is saying to me. But just all the knowledge, just all of the beautiful knowledge, nothing but physical light. It's like when you watch those YouTube videos on like spiritual growth and they show like those light beings just kind of walking around and they're nothing but light. That's literally what she looks like when she comes down to my size. But reconnecting with her, because she is showing me what I'm comfortable with, what I'm not comfortable with, that the pains I've endured in past lifetimes and things like that, and why I might be acting the way I'm acting now, why I might have phobias the way that I do now, or why I'm so stubborn, why I have a hard time balancing out spirituality, practicality. In one lifetime I was, totally devoted to spirituality. I was a male, I was a monk. It is what it is. That's why I enjoy shaving my hair and just wearing wigs. I shave my head off but protect the crown at all costs, right? Also, I really like myself in long hair, but I'm a black woman, so handling my natural hair down my back, I'm not doing it again. High school, middle school, and elementary school, hair down my back was enough. They called me Hurricane Katrina, okay? It was bad. And then one lifetime, I made so much money, but I was so indulgent, so gluttonous. Like, I'm just going to throw myself under the bus. One lifetime, yeah. Okay, gluttonous to the extreme. Loved it. Loved to party. Loved Coke. Loved it. Loved to shop. So this lifetime, I'm kind of in that middle ground. Quite literally, I am middle class. It's, okay, spirituality is now your career. We're going to give you both. You have the beautiful option of both, but in order to maintain both, you have to be your truest, authentic self. And who better to help me uncover my truest, authentic self than my higher self, who holds all the knowledge of all my lifetimes, who can actually hold a conversation with me, as opposed to me trying to, get into my Akashic records, which is not a problem. I just feel a lot more comfortable when I'm aided by someone who actually studies the practice of going into the Akashic records with other individuals. I have not studied that. It's on my list, right? But collecting skills and knowledge like that could be seen as a form of gluttony. So I'm gonna take it easy on that and work with the skills that I already know I possess and sharpen those up first. And let's just, but Moldavite, teaching me these lessons, opening these doors for me. So Moldavite might just be for you. If you're so ready for that inner change, that outer change, that overall change, and you know where you want to start, but not only that, you know where you want to end up. Moldavite helps create those pathways to get you there. If you're lost in the sauce and you just want Moldavite to have Moldavite and to let Moldavite do whatever the fuck it's gonna do, it's gonna wreck your life. Guess what? You have no path. You have a dictated and designed beautiful spiritual path that you can walk. But a lot of you don't. And that's the problem. You've dictated that you want the nothing path, the I'm going to float around and it's going to figure itself out path. And so Moldavite, guess what it does? It floats around and figures it out for you because you're not doing anything. So Moldavite might not be for you if you don't want to walk a path. I'm sorry. I mean, nomads included here. As much as I love a good on to the next thing, you are unfortunately included here. And that is because what are you going to do when Moldavite decides you need to be in this town for the next 7 months because lessons here? Your caravan no longer works. Good luck. You don't have enough money to fix it. So I would figure out like parking this bitch permanently and renting a spot somewhere and figuring it out. Good luck. Bye. What are you going to do?